Hey folks, everything new under the sun. There's a serious thing happening in China right now, and it's been happening for a couple of months now. And it is related to the Evergrande situation, the default of Evergrande. And it's something that really could stir China to go to war. The Chinese government is very careful about keeping its citizens in line. They don't want the citizens to rise up because they know as soon as the citizens get angry, they could easily overthrow the government. The citizens of China outnumber the military of China, and if they all decide to go against the government, they could overthrow the government very quick. So the government's very quick to tamp down any resistance, to prevent anything from gaining momentum, and and to make the lives of its citizens free enough and nice enough and easy enough to so that not many people want to rise up. And a problem is seems to be a bank run going on related to the Evergrande situation. This is AsianMarkets.com. There's a run on Chinese banks, and it's being ignored by the world. And that's mainly because Chinese media is not speaking about it. Bank runs occur when people scramble to take cash from banks in fear of collapse. In the worst cases, banks' liquid cash reserves are exhausted. Not everyone gets their money, and the bank defaults. And this is what I believe is coming to a bank near you. I believe there's price caps coming on goods and services to prevent runs on goods and services, or goods anyways. And I believe that there will be a bank holiday eventually when the Great Reset happens. When they move over to a digital currency, there will be a bank holiday. And you're not going to be able to get, maybe it's going to start on a Friday, you're not going to be able to get cash out. They're going to switch over. There's going to be some terror attack where there's going to be a lockdown in the banking system, just like the lockdowns due to the pandemic. And they're going to switch things, and we're going to move to a new normal, if you will. The most significant bank runs in the United States took place during the 1930s, Great Depression. Most recently, runs on numerous U.S. banks, including the financial crisis of 2008. And we are nearing the next massive crisis, far bigger than even 1929. We are going into a Great Depression, a financial collapse, and a world government switchover. And it's going to be rough, and it's going to be violent, and there's going to be a world war. We're going to get to the brink of world war. We aren't there yet. Russia, Ukraine, that doesn't seem to be it. We will get to the brink of world war, to the point where people start calling out for a world leader and for peace and security. Chinese bank run of 2022. In recent years, it has become clear that Chinese people are losing faith in their financial institutions. There's been anger over harsh COVID lockdowns, and they're still in lockdown, by the way, in Shanghai. They came out of lockdown. They're right back in it now, as far as I know. They went straight back into it because apparently they had some cases of COVID going around, and they have a zero COVID policy. Now, the conspiracy theorists would suggest that maybe it's not a pandemic at all. Maybe they're trying to hit the U.S. Effectively with a financial sanction by limiting and causing trouble in the supply chain. And that is certainly happening. If you're in the market for anything, certainly buying anything, the delivery of things is slow. Anything coming from overseas is very, very slow. And there's all sorts of trouble there. And China could be, in part, adding to that in a battle because they're on Russia's side. And they don't like the Russian sanctions. And so what can they do to the U.S.? Well, they can hurt them financially by basically bottlenecking the supply chain, making prices rise, and effectively causing collapse here with it. It says the anger. There's been anger over harsh COVID lockdowns in Shanghai recently with the collapse of China's Evergrande. Saw rare public demonstrations as residents faced prospect of losing their life savings. And this is the thing: China does not want an uprising of its own citizens, because they can't control everybody if everybody decides to get together and rise up. So they're doing everything they can to tamp this down immediately. Return our money, protesters chanted at Evergrande headquarters in Shenzhen, 2021. It's understood that banks with branches across Henan and Anhui provinces successfully issued announcements in April stating that they would suspend online banking and mobile banking services due to a system upgrade. All right, system upgrade. Watch for this in the United States and in North America and Canada. Watch for something to occur, a big event worldwide, and or a suggested terror attack. Watch for a system upgrade or a bank closure, a lockdown for a period to deal with some electronic issue or maybe a virus going. I think that's the next thing. It's a pandemic of a computer virus, and they're going to shut down all electronics, the internet, etc., in favor of a great switchover, a great reset of our monetary system. So look ahead, and when you start hearing words of a lockdown, system upgrade, a bank holiday, beware. At the same time, clients reported their electronic deposits in online accounts, mobile apps, and third parties could not be withdrawn. There will come a time when you can't withdraw any cash. If you don't have cash and preps, and if you haven't purchased all that you need prior to that, you're going to be out of luck. This is why you need to prepare now. Because when the stuff does happen, you're not going to be able to go to the store or go to the bank and get these things, right? I've been saying it for a while. If you need to get anything from China, time is running out quickly. It's taking a long time to get stuff shipped from China. If you need anything on Amazon that isn't in local warehouses in North America, it's going to take a long time. And so you need to think ahead. What do I need now? Do I need some extra filters? Do I need some extra electronic pieces, whatever it may be, another a replacement part for your tractor, for your car, or something like that. It may be important to get it now because supply chain is increasingly becoming fragmented and slowing down things. Even my solar components I've been getting for my solar array. It used to be that stuff from Amazon would basically ship in 2 days, even without Amazon Prime. Things were just shipping so fast, and you could expect them 2-3 days. They'd be there on your doorstep. Now we're looking, days, weeks, or stuff. I'm seeing more and more things on Amazon, even being delayed with no delivery date. So things are getting very slow, and they will continue to get slower and slower as prices increase, as supply chain gets tightened, and stuff from China. It just takes a long time. It says this led to depositors rushing local banks only to be told they were unable to withdraw funds. That's what we're going to be told at one time, just like the pandemic and the lockdown. There's going to be a time when you're not going to be able to withdraw funds. By late May, images emerged of Chinese social media demonstrations at the front of numerous bank branches. Asian Market has verified these images with local contacts. So these are some of the things that are happening that, of course, don't get into the media, certainly not the Chinese media. According to one user of Chinese social media platform WeChat, the protests are ongoing but rarely mentioned in Chinese press, right? Because, China doesn't want that to spread. And so they're tamping down any sort of news of that. It has caused widespread concern on the internet, but the media attention is not high. The highest degree of concern is the 4 banks in Henan. Now, these are more rural banks that are happening here. I don't know if this will play or not. These are regional, rural banks rather, and China doesn't want them to happen. The video won't pause. Anyways, China doesn't want them to happen elsewhere, and in the more major centers, the cities especially, because they want to control this. They don't want this to get out of hand. Bank runs sweep across China. Regardless of the cause, the developments raise serious questions about the health of China's and its regulatory oversight. The more immediate concern, however, is the prospect of contagion, kind of a pandemic of people trying to get their money out of the banks. This is the idea of a bank run. So far, it's only rural, but it could spread to big cities. There's evidence this is already happening. On Twitter, a video of a large line at ICBC, Bank of China, one of China's banks. Sorry, one of China's banks posted on Tuesday, June 9th, the suggestion contagion is in progress. Now, again, as things spill over, if China is not able to manage this, is not able to address this quickly, what could they do to distract the public from the Evergrande situation, the bank run? They could go to war. This is the problem when governments want to distract the public. When it gets so serious that they can't distract the public anymore, with other things, or lock down social media, they go to war, and that's the kind of the biggest, greatest distraction, which brings the community and the country, the citizens, together to a goal, and limits their uprising internally. Translated to English, a tweet reads, "The bank card system is locked, and these people are here to unlock it. Massive runs are coming," it says. It says, while many analysts believe China's banking system is widely immune to Evergrande crisis, cracks are beginning to emerge, and should this bank run intensify, already volatile global markets could be faced with a black swan event even more significant than Evergrande. So this contagion could spread to global markets. If people see China going down, then everybody around the world. And as I suggest, it's a kind of a weird way to put it, but what I say is panic before everybody else panics. Prep before everybody else realizes they need to prep. Get prepared. Recognize that these things are coming. Stability in the world is decreasing. And as the citizens start rising up, getting frustrated with their governments, as the governments lose control, the chance is more and more increasingly likely that they will decide then to go to war. Because this is the great distraction from the citizenry, and a great reason that the countries can then go into martial law and do other crackdowns on the citizens of the country to implement control under the disguise of, a national emergency or something. This is something to be prepared for. I think this is going to spread. We're going to get to the brink of financial, economic collapse, and to the brink of World War III. And then, you know what's going to happen? The Bible says a world leader is going to step into place, and this person is going to bring in a world government, a new world economic system, and it's going to save us all. And the whole world's going to see this person as the savior of the world, who got us out of imminent catastrophe, cataclysm, and massive trouble. It's going to be hard for you and I, for sure, because then we're going to have to accept the mark of the beast if we want to participate in the new world economic order. And it's going to be hard regardless, but it will get hard, and it has to, because people won't accept the world government and a world leader and give up their sovereignty, their national sovereignty, if it's only a small trouble. If people aren't feeling significant pain economically and starving with famine, then they're not likely to give up their rights. So it's going to get very, very bad, and then this world leader will come into place. So this is just the beginning of it. I think we're seeing the opening salvo of a world economic collapse, and this is going to come to a bank, a place near you. And so you need to be prepared. Get money out now if you can. Get some cash out. Get some preparations. I wish I was debt-free. I'm not. We've got expenses and bills and, kids' mouths to feed, etc. Like everybody, like most everybody else. And so it's hard. So I'm speaking to you from someone who is trying to do what I can with very, very limited resources. So be prepared, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.